Shohei Ohtani is the most highly touted free agent in baseball history. He's expected to make between $500 and $600 million this offseason, which would shatter the previous record of Mike Trout's $426 million contract signed back in 2019. While most people favor the Dodgers or the Giants to sign Shohei Ohtani, in this video, I'm going to show you why Shohei Ohtani will be the perfect fit for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays had a relatively disappointing season in 2023, finishing third in their division with a record of 89 and 73. They just snuck into the playoffs only to be squashed by the Minnesota Twins, marking the third time in a row this Blue Jays team has lost in the first round of the playoffs. Entering the 2024 season, Ross Atkins knows that the time is now. This year, it's not enough just to make the playoffs, but the Jays need to advance deep into the playoffs. With that in mind, where should the Blue Jays go this offseason? Let's take a quick look at the Jays by position. As you can see, there are a lot of missing spots. With the departure of Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Belt, Matt Chapman, and Whit Merrifield, the Jays need to fill in at third base, second base, DH, and outfield. To a certain extent, the younger Jays players can fit nicely into this picture. Guys like Davis Schneider, Santiago Espinal, and Ernie Clement can fill in at second base. Players like Kevin Biggio and even Aurelvis Martinez or Addison Barger can play some time at third base. And in the outfield, Cam Eden and Nathan Lucas could see some playing time. However, when you look at the lineup, it's less than ideal. You have the aging George Springer leading off, Bo Bichette, then Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's been very disappointing. And after that, you basically have no dangerous bat in your lineup. Now imagine this lineup, but with Shohei Ohtani. Now that's a lineup I would not want to face. Shohei Ohtani will provide the thunderous bat that the Blue Jays have been so desperate for. On the pitching side of things, the Blue Jays are more or less set this year. However, next year, when Yusei Kikuchi's contract runs out, the Blue Jays will need to find yet another starting pitcher. If the Blue Jays sign Ohtani this year, not only will they get Ohtani's bat, but they will also get an elite pitcher next year. This is why Ohtani fits the Blue Jays so perfectly. He addresses our need for offense this year, and he then will address our need for pitching next year. Over the last few years, it's felt like what was supposed to be a Blue Jays dynasty has begun to fizzle out. We've constantly had underwhelming, disappointing years where we just don't quite put things together. Shohei would rejuvenate the lineup with much needed star power and give the Jays the boost they need to become a real dynasty for the coming years. Okay, so hopefully by now I've convinced you that Ohtani is a great fit for the Blue Jays, but there's an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. Money. Shohei Ohtani is projected to be worth north of $40 million a year for 10 plus years. The Blue Jays, however, aren't particularly known for dishing out giant contracts to star players. Furthermore, the Blue Jays already have the 9th highest payroll in the majors last year, at $214 million. I'm sure the Jays would be hesitant to add another $500 million contract to that already high payroll. However, there's still reason to believe that the Blue Jays can afford Shohei. This year, with the departure of Hyunjin Ryu, Matt Chapman, Whit Merrifield, Kevin Kiermaier, and Brandon Belt, the Blue Jays have almost $60 million clearing out. That would leave the Blue Jays with around a $142 million payroll, which would put them around 16th in the majors. Now, of course, the Jays will have to pay steeper and steeper arbitration for players like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and they'll have to spend more money to fill in some of those holes I mentioned earlier. However, there is still plenty of extra money for the Jays to spend, and I think they should spend it on Ohtani. So there you have it. The Jays have the need for Ohtani, they've expressed interest in him, and they have the money. If Ross Atkins really wants the Jays to succeed in 2024, Shohei Ohtani should certainly be on the table. Although the Dodgers are still the clear favorites to sign Shohei, don't sleep on the Blue Jays. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this kind of Blue Jays content, subscribe to my channel, it goes a long way. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one.